Well, the Philadelphia Eagles lose again 21-17 to the terrible Arizona Cardinals. And Andy Reid giving the same answer for every question, just like he does in all his interviews. Coming up next is your Philly Talk.
Another blown fourth quarter lead today.
Well, we got to fix that. The obvious. The obvious is there. You have penalties, and you're moving backwards instead of forward, and then turnovers. And can't do that.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Philly Talk, and this is a very special episode. A great Monday afternoon. Again, the Eagles lose 21-17. It hurts me to say this because in the middle of the season, or in the beginning of the season, I did not think this would happen. I won't read out, and I think everyone else wants read out. I've had it with him. He gave us the same stuff every single week. As we're looking right here, we're not playing good ball. And Vic's throwing interceptions. He's not running the routes right. There's receivers that aren't doing their job. I get that Deshaun Jackson did not come in for the meeting. And I get that. Because maybe he wants a contract. Maybe he thinks he's more valuable than what you're paying him, and which he is. But what you do when you have Deshaun Jackson out, Jeremy Maclin injured, and Steve Smith coming off a very serious injury, and Riley Cooper and Jason Vaughn, who aren't the most talented wide receiving group you have, you give it to the best player on the field, which was then McCoy. And they run it 26 yards one play, but they didn't give him the ball back for another 12 minutes, which is ridiculous. I mean, is that Reed's fault? Obviously. Is that Marty Morningway's fault? Yeah. And the defensive coordinator has to go. You do not bring in someone who's coached the offensive line for over 14 years and just plant his ass on the defensive coordinator position. You just don't do that. That was Reed's decision. Once again, I was watching a couple of the tapes on Monday Night Football, and Gruden was it was the end of the third quarter. He was talking about how we run the screenplay very well, and he said we need to keep that. So I was wondering, what does he mean we? So I was thinking, there's a couple of things going through my mind when I was watching that. We as in us Eagles? Yeah. And we meaning Reed's getting fired and Gruden's coming in. I was very happy. But Reed meant a lot to this franchise. We look, he's been here 13 years. He has taken us 9 consecutive years to the playoffs. We've been to 5 NFC championships, been to 1 Super Bowl. We lost that Super Bowl. I mean, if you're here for 13 years, I would think that you would at least win a Super Bowl or go to a couple of them and at least win 1 out of like 3 or 2. But Reed cannot coach when it's playoff time, and we've seen it because he makes mistakes. And as he says, we need to do a better job. Time is yours. He says the same stuff every single interview, and I'm tired of it. He needs to go. I think the fans want him to go. We've had it with him. Laurie needs to make the decision at the end of the season. I will be very surprised if I see Reed gone in the middle of the season because he's been there for so long. He's meant so much to the franchise. They wouldn't do that to him. I think at the end of the season they'll make some changes. Maybe trade one of their good players, to get in a new coach. I mean, their cornerbacks right now, their secondary is millions of dollars. And right now it's being flushed down the toilet because some of these players aren't playing the way they should be playing. You look at Nnamdi Asomugha's contract, you got 5 years for what I think it was $80 million. Camardi, I don't know his contract, but I know all of them, Asante Samuel, they have to be playing the way they're supposed to be playing. But they're not. Because this defensive coordinator. And it's defensive coordinator, it's their fault, it's everyone's fault. And what I could see what will happen is to play out the rest of the season, their cornerback coach, their secondary coach, I don't know his name, he was a defensive coordinator for the Giants. Now, what I can see is him going to Juan Castillo saying, listen, man, if you need some help, I'm here for you. Maybe I'll call the plays and you just lay low. But the fans wouldn't know it. But I could see that happening. I couldn't see them firing Juan Castillo in the middle of the season. Maybe they'll fire him after the season. But there's so many things wrong with this team that they need to fix. Laurie could sell this franchise easily if he just, maybe sell or trade one of the players that we got and, get a couple draft picks to build this team. There's so many ways it can go here that us fans, we don't know. But what I was wanted to getting to is that Michael Vick signed a $100 million contract for 6 years. Last year, we know he had probably the best season he has ever had as an individual player. Dominate the season, brought back this team that was going to go nowhere with Cobb, but went somewhere with Vic. I just can't believe this is how we're 3-6. I could not picture this team 3-6. We have so much talent that we don't use it, but is it that we have so much talent, each individual player? I don't know. I'm speechless right now. Of what to say, because this team is going down the tube so fast that the next season. Oh, and another thing, injury updates. Macklin, something with his hip. You got Vic, broken ribs. I just got a tweet a couple hours ago. He's broken away, so he's probable for the next game. We got Vince Young, who's terrible in my opinion. I don't think he's good at all. So, I mean, this season, if you're an Eagles fan, you have to know that we're not going to make the playoffs. We're not. We're going to Sunday Night Football again against New York, and Vince Young probably will be the starter because Vic has a couple broken ribs. We'll have to play it out. Play it out by each game, and, So, very, very bad loss yesterday, and, hopefully we at least get some wins and make ourselves feel good for next season against the Giants and Patriots, Jets. Got a very long schedule ahead of us. So anyway, guys, this has been the Philly Talk, and make sure to follow me on Twitter and my new Facebook, and make sure to subscribe and like and rate and whatever. All right, guys, have a wonderful rest of the week, and hopefully our Eagles will win on Sunday. All right, guys, peace.